Today's fun fact of the day has to do with to-do lists. Did you know that about 83% of the people still use handwritten to-do lists? Even today, in this world of mobile phones and laptops, we still use our paper pencil. And this is because they enjoy that satisfaction of putting that cross across something that they've finished. Speaking of which, 50% of the people surveyed admitted to adding completed tasks on the to-do list just to feel that satisfaction of ticking something off and getting the ball rolling. Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast, the podcast where we evolve into the best versions of ourselves, one awesome habit at a time. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Now, it's insane how much we like the idea of ticking things off. And these stats come from a survey done with over 600 people. What is interesting is that many still had their lists from 2-3 years ago, the physical lists. And these lists were like a diary of their life. What is interesting is that if a task did not get completed, it kept getting pushed to the next day, and then to the next day, and after that. And you'll notice that most of our to-do lists are things that we were supposed to do many days ago, many weeks ago, and are still happening now. And this is what happens to our best intentioned habits as well. Have you ever noticed that gusto with which we start off a new habit? Say meditation. Day 1, you did it. Day 2, you did it as well. Now, day 3, you started to miss out on it. You felt bad. You think you'll make up for it on the next day. By day 4, you miss out on it again. Very soon, before you know it, the week is over and you've missed 5 days in a row. This is what I call the rule of 2. It is perfectly normal to miss 1 day of a habit. We're all humans and it happens to us all. We cannot be unnecessarily strict about it, but never ever miss 2 days in a row, because now skipping meditation is no longer the new habit. Instead, finding an excuse has become that new habit. This is something that I talk about in my book, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life. And it is rule number 3, golden rule number 3, never miss 2 days in a row. This rule of 2 is very powerful. Every day you miss a habit in a row, missing it becomes the new habit. It becomes the new behavior. Missing the goal is now that habit. The problem is that we then become masters of making excuses, masters of not doing what we had planned. I remember a friend of mine wanted to learn how to cycle. By day 3 of missing her practice, she had all sorts of excuses. It started off by simple things like, I'm wearing the wrong shoes, I'm wearing the wrong, clothes for it. I didn't eat lunch, I'm feeling a little woozy. Then it finally came down to I'm wearing the wrong socks, so I cannot learn. You see, we become experts at these excuses. And with such expertise that we believe what we have made up and our own limitations. And how many times have we heard people say, oh, I can't give up sugar. Oh, I can't meditate. Oh, I can't wake up early. It's all these excuses that have become this justification for why we can't do certain things, why we can't make a change in our lives. Now, the most devastating problem with the rule of 2 is that very soon we stop seeing results. So the best way to form this rule of 2 is through the process called tracking. I like to use a tiny pocket book. And you can carry it around with you. You can use it anywhere. You can write down in it and you can track that particular habit that you're doing. You can also use your phone. You can also use an Excel sheet on your computer. If you like Excel sheets, you can use that. You can actually analyze the data of how you've been forming habits, etc. So fill it up with details like meditation for 20 minutes at home, or what time you went to sleep, and how you're feeling the next day after waking up. The fact that you write it down creates a certain gravitas to that importance. You're actually giving importance to the habit that you're forming, and so you will remember when you start missing it, and you'll not want to miss it 2 days in a row. Now, the pocket book also acts as a reminder. Every time you see it, and you're reminded about the habits that you have to complete, you do them, and then you enter it into the notebook. The notebook also helps in breaking your habits that you don't want to keep. If you want to spend less money, then write down every time you pay for something. You want to quit smoking, write down every time you light up a cigarette. You can even get inventive in the way that you start tracking. Write down every episode that you watch on Netflix to see how much time you actually spent watching TV. You see, tracking is a very powerful tool for habit change. So your super simple habit to start tracking is to carry a small pocketbook with you and make a note of the habits that you've completed every day. If you absolutely refuse to carry a notepad, You can put it on your phone, you can use it on your laptop. But in this way, start tracking what you're doing and you will see a huge difference. And remember, never, ever, ever, ever miss 2 days in a row. If you like this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, give us a rating. It really helps with people discovering the podcast. If you like podcasts like this, check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can also watch all the episodes on the Habit Coach Awesome 180 YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. You can also reach out to me. I am Ashdin Doc at Twitter and Instagram. You can connect with me on my website, awesome180.com. You can also check out my 2 new books, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, and the second, The Book of Good Habits for Kids. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach.
IVM.